Good morning. I hereby call to order this 12th meeting of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission for the year 2017, and I ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we proceed today, I'd like to take a moment to have some recognition of special guests that we have joining us today for our meeting. As you know, we do at the PUC have jurisdiction over the Philadelphia Gas Works, and it's very interesting for people to try to figure out how that all works here. Today with us, we have members of the Philadelphia Gas Commission, and I know some of them may not have arrived yet, but I would like to take the opportunity to at least announce all the names and so that we can recognize and welcome you here to the Commission's meeting. With us today is Councilman Derek Green, who is the chairman of the Gas Commission, Councilman Curtis Jones, who is commissioner, Jocelyn Hill, who's also a commissioner, John Thomas, who is a deputy city controller and alternate commissioner on the Gas Commission, Jamila McClellan is the executive director for the Gas Commission, John Coogan is a hearing examiner, Aaron Lay, also an associate hearing examiner, and Linda Medley is the divisional deputy city solicitor and City of Philadelphia Law Department and is assigned as counsel to the Gas Commission. So they are all here with us today. We just want to recognize all of you if you want to stand quickly and welcome you. Thank you. And the purpose is that many of them are new on the Gas Commission, so they're just trying to educate themselves in terms of not only how they work, but how the PUC works. So we welcome you here today, and we know you're going to have an opportunity to talk to some of our staff members as well. So thank you. Moving on with this morning's agenda, the first matter for consideration is our minutes from the meeting of June 14, 2017, and Commissioner Sweet is the editor, so I would recognize him for review of the minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I've reviewed the minutes of the public meeting of June 14th, 2017, and move that they be approved as submitted.
You have heard the motion for approval of the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Powelson. Is there any discussion, any edits? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion to approve the minutes passes 5-0. And I will ask you also for your courtesy and patience with me today. As you see, we switched the seats, so I'm used to hearing voices from certain sections, and Vice Chairman Place and I are okay because we're still here, but everyone else is switched.
Madam Chair, if I could, someday I'll request and find out the logic by which I have been moved to the far right. And even more,
it's like we should
even
take
more
a picture
astonishing that Commissioner Coleman is on the far left. But
Well, I think I was the catalyst for this change, and I hope it works out.
well, that last seat cast some very wise votes over the last year.
Okay. At this point, we will call on our Director of Office of Special Assistance, Cheryl Walker-Davis, to lead us through today's agenda.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good morning, and good morning, Commissioners.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
May it please this Honorable Commission, on behalf of your various offices and bureaus, we present for your consideration and disposition the following recommendations. On behalf of the Bureau of Consumer Services, commencing on page 1 of the public meeting agenda, with regard to the first item, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the Bureau of Consumer Services recommendation with regard to the Philadelphia Gas Works Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan for the period of 2017 through 2020.
Is there a motion to adopt staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Powelson. The louder second was by Commissioner Sweet. Any discussion? Hearing none. Any discussion on this? No. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
If I may, Chair?
That's where I asked for a discussion.
Thank you. No, following the vote.
Okay.
I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the staff of the Bureau of Consumer Services, Joe McGee, Sarah Dewey, Amanda Gordon, and Program Counsel Louise Fink-Smith for their exceptional work and comprehensive analysis of the Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan. While this order contains many substantive enhancements, I specifically want to acknowledge staff's insightful consideration of consumer complaints in analyzing how PGW's universal service programs might be adjusted to better meet the needs of Pennsylvania's low-income consumers. Your dedication has not gone unnoticed, and I look forward to your continued collaboration with PGW to deliver a comprehensive plan that benefits all ratepayers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Continuing with the presentation of agenda items, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the Bureau of Consumer Services recommendation in the matter involving the National Fuel Gas Distribution Company's Universal Service and Energy Conservation Plan, again for the period of 2017 through 2020.
Is there a motion to adopt staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Coleman, second by Vice Chairman Place. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
Turning now to matters presented on behalf of the Commission's Office of Special Assistance, commencing on page 2. It is recommended that the Commission adopt the 2 items appearing on page 2 pertaining to the Wampum Bridge crossing recommendation pertaining to PennDOT's application, as well as the recommendation in the complaint proceeding involving the Commission's Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement versus Juan Genet Enterprises, LLC, TA Safe Destinations.
Is there a motion to adopt staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sweet, second by Commissioner Powson. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
On page 3 of the public meeting agenda, with regard to the first item pertaining to the investigation of the Commission's Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement versus Capital City Cab Company, there's the motion of Commissioner Sweet.
Is there a motion to call up this matter for consideration?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Powson, second by Commissioner Coleman. And under discussion, I recognize Commissioner Sweet for his motion.
Thank you. This case comes to us upon exceptions following the initial decision of Administrative Law Judge Stephen Hawes, which found the Commission's Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement, IND, did not carry its burden of proving that the act of a capital city cab driver refusing any fare was a violation. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Was a violation. The ALJ found it was INE's burden of proving that the fare was refused because it was not going far enough, and that they presented insufficient evidence to support the claim. INE's exceptions point out that there are 2 sections regarding burden of proof in the Public Utility Code, both of which were cited by the ALJ. Section 315 states that where there is a commission determination or order that is violated by a utility, that utility has the burden of proving compliance. Section 332 provides that the proponent of a rule or order has the burden of proof except as provided elsewhere in the Public Utility Code, specifically in Section 315. This is the section used in the majority of complaints, with the exceptions of those brought under Section 315 and complaints against a base rate filing, where the utility clearly has the burden of proof. This complaint clearly cites the alleged offense as a violation of a commission regulation, 52 Pennsylvania Code, Section 29313A, failure to furnish and maintain adequate, efficient, safe, and reasonable service. Accordingly, the proper section to apply is Section 332, which places the burden of proof squarely on the complaining party. When the correct burden of proof is applied, the determination of ALJ Haas is sound and should be affirmed. Therefore, I move that the initial decision of Administrative Law Judge Stephen K. Haas be affirmed, and secondly, that the Office of Special Assistance prepare the appropriate order. Thank you.
You have heard the motion of Commissioner Sweet. Is there a second?
Second.
second by Commissioner Powelson. Any discussion on the motion?
If I may.
Vice Chairman Place.
While I agree with the motion's analysis and disposition of the burden of proof in this case, I will be voting no in the final disposition that the complaint be dismissed in this matter.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed?
Sorry. Opposed.
The motion passes 4-1, noting the dissent of Vice Chairman Place on the matter as amended. If there's no objection, we'll take the previous roll call. The motion as amended, the matter as amended passes 4-1, noting the dissent of Vice Chairman Place.
In omnibus fashion, it is recommended that the commission adopt the recommendations commencing with that in the proceeding involving Sherry Busk versus Pennsylvania Electric Company at the bottom of page 3, and continuing to include all of the items on pages 4 and 5 through and including the application of Pennsylvania Transport Services, Inc. for the acquisition of Concord Limousine, Inc.'s common carrier rights and the petition for reconsideration of staff action in that matter.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion by Commissioner Coleman, second by Commissioner Powelson. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
Turning now to page 6 of the public meeting agenda. It is recommended that the commission adopt the staff recommendation in the first item pertaining to the PPL Electric Utilities Corporation and the petition for reconsideration of COS-PA and the OCA with regard to the petition for leave to withdraw the implementation date of the Customer Assistance Program, Standard Offer Referral Program, noting the statement of Commissioner Sweet.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sweet, second by Vice Chairman Place, and I recognize Commissioner Sweet for his comment.
Once again, the prolific Susan Colwell. Before joining my staff as legal counsel, Susan Colwell was working at the Office of Administrative Law Judge and worked on this case in her capacity as an administrative law judge. Please note for the record that she has not advised me in this matter.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
In omnibus fashion, it is recommended that the commission adopt the staff recommendations, beginning with that in the matter involving Pierce B. Yost versus Pennsylvania Electric Company in the middle of page 6, continuing with the remaining item on page 6, and all items on page 7 through and including the petition for reconsideration filed by the Commission's Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement in the matter involving the Aqua Pennsylvania Wastewater, Inc. acquisition of the New Gorton Township wastewater system.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved. Second.
So there was a motion by Commissioner Powelson, who's talking very, very low today. Second by Commissioner Sweet. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
Turning now to matters presented on behalf of the Bureau of Technical Utility Services, it is recommended in omnibus fashion that the commission adopt all of the recommendations appearing on pages 8, 9, and 10 through and including the recommendation in the matter pertaining to the application of Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania for the approval of abandonment of service with regard to 2 customers in Washington County, PA.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
I heard a joint so moved.
Second.
Vice Chairman Place moved, Commissioner Coleman second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Turning now to matters presented on behalf of the Law Bureau, appearing on page 11 of the public meeting agenda, it is recommended that the commission adopt the 3 items there appearing through and including that pertaining to the petition of Budget Prepay, Inc., DBA, Budget Mobile.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sweet, second by Commissioner Powelson. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
And turning to the matter presented on behalf of the Office of Administrative Law Judge, on page 12 of the public meeting agenda, it is recommended that the Commission adopt ALJ Gould's recommended decision approving the settlement in the matter pertaining to the Philadelphia Gas Works 2017-2018 gas cost rate filing.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sweet, second by Vice Chairman Place. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
With that concluding the presentation of regular agenda items, we now turn to the Commission's carrying agenda. It is recommended on behalf of the Office of Special Assistance that the Commission adopt the recommendation to grant reconsideration pending further review of the merits in the matter involving Wanger Works, Inc., TA Tuck Tuck, Lancaster.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Coleman, second by Commissioner Powelson. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
And on behalf of the Bureau of Technical Utility Services, it is recommended that the Commission adopt the remaining two items, the first pertaining to West Bend Power Company and American Transmission Systems application, the second pertaining to UGI Utilities Inc. Gas Division, as well as its affiliated companies, and the joint petition there requesting one-time waivers of certain rate change filings.
Is there a motion to adopt the staff recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Vice Chairman Place, second by Commissioner Coleman. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 5-0.
Madam Chairman and Commissioners, that does conclude the presentation of public meeting agenda items.
Thank you very much. Once again, we thank our visitors from the Philadelphia Gas Commission. And as I stated before, we hope your day is fruitful and learning all you can about the Public Utility Commission. If there's nothing further to come before the commission, is there a motion to adjourn? All those in favor?
Aye.
I assume no one's opposing, right? We are adjourned.